What up, everybody? It's DMD the Go. He just jumped. All right, you guys, we got 3 today. 3 homes, luxury homes, million and up, that we're gonna go look at, and they are all in Renton. This first one is actually in an area where I want to purchase my next home, my own primary residence, and so I'm excited to show you that one. I think that one might take the crown, but let's see. You know, well, every house always shows different in person, and so it's always very important to get out to the house. All right, you guys. So right here to our left, we have Coulon Beach Park and Kennydale, Lower Kennydale. In our last vlog, we talked about when we were in Kirkland. We spoke about being on the lake and the price differential between living in Renton, Kennydale versus in Kirkland. And do you want a view and awesome school districts, or do you want to be on the water and have a good school district or an awesome school district for about the same price? And so this area has grown exponentially. I actually had an opportunity to buy a house on the lake for $1 million 4 years ago, but we weren't ready because we were just getting one of our other businesses started, and now that house is worth $2 million and they haven't done anything to it. So unfortunate situation, but we're coming back stronger. So to get a house on the lake now is about $3 to $4.5 million, but you get that real lake life living. Once you get to that point, I mean, what else is there to really ask for? But there's a lot of beautiful homes. The one we're actually going to is a Lakeview home, so it's not actually on the lake, but this Kennydale, Lower Kennydale area is one of the best in Renton. All right, so we are here, Coulon, near Coulon Beach Park, in Renton's the Lower Kennydale area. Super pumped to be here. This house is, I believe, going to show pretty well. It's new construction, but let's check it out. And the ceiling height is exceptional. So when you first walk in, you really get that breath and the feeling of spaciousness. And my only concern would be if a house went up right here. If the house goes up right here, the bottom third of your view is gonna get taken away. I think you don't own this tree. So when this tree blooms, one thing to also keep in mind is when this tree blooms, gets really big, that part of your view is gonna be taken away. So you have this, and it's not a bad view, but here is how much you're paying for the view and how much more you could pay if you wanted to be on the lake. So this is nice. This is like an entire, so you're still maintaining a portion of the height of your ceilings. So you still have this feeling of, openness, tallness, even on the lower level, which I think is really important. So if you have family members, friends, you're entertaining a function or whatnot, I think that this space expands eloquently to the outside. But not only that, right? They were very mindful about the way that they built the draining system right here on this lower level also. When you have friends and family over, you don't necessarily have to have them go in through the top or the front door. You can actually have them just enter from right here. And for the most part, once the privacy trees grow in, You have a covered outdoor area where you can have outdoor functions during the summertime and maybe even during the winter. And you can create your own additional levels of privacy if you needed to. So very good attention to detail down here. So a cool thing to know, when you have floors that are below grade, you have to have these type of windows that are called egress type of windows, which is really important to know. Oftentimes on new construction like this home, you don't really have to think too much about that because the builder and the zoning department have already determined that this is something that's needed. But if you were to buy a house that was frequently remodeled, it's really important that you have egress windows, pretty much windows that are lower than the grade, and give you enough room, or give the fire marshal enough room to get in and out of the house in the event of an emergency. This window, this floor is below grade, but it has the egress and large enough size windows to get in and out in the event of a fire emergency. Free game. All right, so house number 1 was really nice. I liked it. There were a couple of finishing things that I wasn't a huge fan of, like the type of siding that they used. But personally, I don't feel like something like that would detract me away from buying a house. But in terms of like the space, right when you walk in, you have the 20+ foot ceilings. You know, you have the light oak color style floors. I mean, it was a beautiful home. It was an absolutely beautiful home. All the rooms were really good sizes. Everything felt spacious. There was 2 entertainment rooms, the den and the living room. So it was overall really good. And I would say the one thing about this house that I like, mind you guys, I've looked at thousands of houses over the years, and the one thing I did like about this house in terms of accessibility, when you pull into the driveway, and I made mention of this in the video, but when you pull into the driveway, it actually allows you to, you can access the downstairs from the driveway. So if you have like friends or girlfriends coming over, you don't necessarily have to have them go through the main part of the house. They can all conglomerate and just pretty much start downstairs and just stay downstairs, frankly, for like, you know, whatever event that you're throwing. So that's pretty cool. I like that, being able to like marginalize different levels of the home, you know, truly marginalized. So we're going to our next house. I think this one's on the lake, or has a really strong lake view. So we're gonna call this the Lake Tour. Renton Lake Tour. Okay, so this next house, you guys, is East Renton, and it's kind of tucked away, so it's not totally off the beat. But the lake out here is called Lake Desire. So it's different than Lake Washington, which is what you're gonna find more on the west side, Lower Kennydale, the area that we just came from. But overall, I'm really pumped about this house because you are off the beat. So you have additional privacy. But then the fact that, you know, you're right next to a lake, you know, the living and lifestyle might be comfortable. So let's see. I mean, guys, this is very attractive. guys. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Man, I'm a sucker for wood. You guys know that. This house took me by surprise. I would definitely buy this one over the other one. Even though it's 15 minutes off the beat, I would definitely buy this one. Certain level of peace, city-like vibes being out here. I mean, you have a lake literally out of every single window that you look out of, and it's never going to be obstructed. And you're on the lake. You have a 70-foot walk down to the lake. And you have yard. There's trees everywhere. Pacific Northwest living at its finest. No question. All right, so let's run some numbers. You buy the house. It has a primary residence. You have You have a jumbo product at 5% down, and then you have obviously your 20% conventional. So you're going to be between maybe a $14,000 a month payment on this every month after your down payment, give or take with principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. But after you buy this house, you guys, you don't have to buy another one. I'm floored. Like, this house is amazing. This is probably one of our longest vlogs, man. I'm telling you, this house, you guys, it's that thing where it's like when you find the house, there's no point to keep looking, right? It's not even, oh, I'm in love. It's just like, it has everything. I know there's another house out there, but like, there's no point to even keep looking. Like, this is like the one. That's a vibe, bro. That's a vibe. Let me see something. All right, from here to my house, 7 miles. So, okay, it's kind of far. It's 27 minutes off the beat. So 13 miles from Bellevue. All right, so a half an hour to Bellevue. So we're right here in Renton, and then Bellevue's up here. So then you have Mercer Island, Newcastle, downtown Renton, which is where you would probably be anyways. Bellevue's nice, but let's see. Coulon. All right, so Coulon Beach Park is 21 minutes away. So it's a little bit further, but I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. And 70 feet of waterfront, you guys. Damn. 70 feet of waterfront. Lake Josiah, man. Desirable lake. Let me tell you something about abundance. So, a lot of people right now are concerned if I don't buy something today, then I'm going to miss out, or I'm not going to buy something today because the prices may fall. I don't think that prices are going to fall, and I definitely do think that if you do not buy today, you may not be able to afford a piece of real estate in 5 to 10 years in this area, unless abundance mindset, unless you figure out a way to make more money or outpace the equity increases in homes over the next 5 years with your income. So in other words, you have to make more money than the growth of home values in your area. That's the way that you have to do that. So I say that as a mind frame to consider when thinking about purchasing a home in an area and or considering to wait. Make a plan, figure out a way to make more money. If the job that you're working at doesn't provide that upward mobility, consider pivoting. Or change your requirements on the type of house that you wish to purchase. Abundance mindset. We've sold a lot of homes in this area, Petro, and a good amount of homes. But there's one that was probably my most challenging sale of them all. And the reason why is because it's at a light, it's on a 4-way corner. Yeah, so that was probably one of the most challenging homes that I sold because of its location. You're at a 4-way stop, and it's not just a stop, it's a light, and you're on, a road that sees more than 10,000 cars per day. You're literally on the corner. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, and so it just wasn't like the perfect house. But I think that really speaks to my mindset and my skill and the level of care that I have when it comes to practicing the art of real estate. And yeah, the process is that eloquent to me in my mind. But my clients are really happy with that. They live down in Tacoma. I sold their Puyallup house, and they were pretty much done with selling assets in their portfolio and preparing to live in their final home. So that was really fun to be a part of that journey. But definitely probably one of my hardest, most challenging sales. All right, you guys, we finished our tour for Friday, our buyer tour, and we went to 3 magnificent houses. And out of all 3 of them, I would say the one that we liked the least was the last one. I really didn't like that house specifically because if you buy a house, especially that's close to $1 million, when I walk in on the main, I don't want really tight quarters unless you're in a split level house where you walk in on a platform, you go up and then you go down. That house was just a 2-story house. When you walk in, it was really tight quarters. Didn't like that. The very first house was very spacious, location, but it was $1 million, if I'm not mistaken, $1 million more than the second house that we looked at. That was only 25 minutes away, and it was on the lake. The first house also had the possibility of having their view blocked. Wasn't a huge fan of that. There was a huge empty lot to the right side of the property when you were looking out from the living room. Not a big fan of that. But overall, it showed really well. Didn't like the siding. But that second house, you know what? This interview's over. I'm gonna go call my financial advisor and my mortgage loan officer because we're buying that house. I'll see you guys in the next clip.